Quickly, name me 5 soft romantic black love stories in movies and television that don't involve struggle love. I'll wait. Well, I'm waiting. You can't name 5? Okay, how about 3? What do you mean you can't? Oh, wait, because there aren't many. And that's exactly the problem. For decades, really centuries, black women have been told that love just simply isn't meant for us. And if it is, we have to fight for it, suffer for it, or just settle for scraps. And whether we realize it or not, the media we consume seeps into real life and can have a real life effect on the way that we view love, dating, and relationships. So I decided we should play a little game. I decided to get films, TV shows that include black romance, and we're gonna decide if it's soft love or struggle love. Simple, right? Let's get into it.
Quick disclaimer, I just went to the dentist, so I have a little bit of a lisp, so sorry for the inconvenience. From the very beginning, we see the dynamic that will define their entire relationship. Monica proving herself while Quincy just expects things to go his way. As they grow up, Monica is working overtime to be taken seriously as a baller, while Quincy, the son of an NBA player, gets by on his talent and connections. This is a luxury Monica doesn't have. Monica has to be disciplined, aggressive, and constantly proving herself, while Quincy gets to coast through life. From childhood, Monica is conditioned to believe that she has to fight for everything: her career, her respect, and even Quincy's love. And this is where the struggle love narrative kicks in. Black women are taught that love must be earned, while men are taught that love is owed to them. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Quincy, because this man, he is the definition of emotionally unavailable. He expects Monica to be there for him at all times, but the second she has to focus on herself, he makes it about him. Let's set the scene. Quincy just found out his dad was out here wilding, and he's upset, understandably so. Monica, being a supportive girlfriend, comes to comfort him, but when she tries to leave because she has curfew, which, mind you, is critical for her basketball career, he flips out on her.
Cheap date.
She had time for me.
So you messed around to prove a point?
What'd I just say? You got your head so far up your ass, it took a cheap date for you to notice me.
What cute man did I forget to kiss your ass like everybody else?
You forgot to be there.
That night you wanted to talk about your dad, I had curfew. What was I supposed to do?
Stay.
If I stayed, I wouldn't be starved.
At least you got your priorities straight.
So let me get this straight. Monica is expected to put Quincy's needs before her own entire career, but when she sets a boundary, now suddenly he don't know how to act. Instead of appreciating the fact that Monica even showed up, Quincy gets mad at her for prioritizing herself in this moment. He breaks up with her on some "you don't really care about me" nonsense. And what does he do next? He runs to another girl immediately, just trifling. This right here is the definition of struggle love in action. Monica is constantly proving her love. Meanwhile, Quincy is out here treating her like she's just an option. And yet we're supposed to root for them? And now we've arrived at the most ridiculous scene in the entire movie. The moment that cements love and basketball as peak struggle love cinema.
I'll play you.
What?
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
Excuse me? This girl is literally putting herself through emotional gymnastics, basically begging this man to take her back, all while he's engaged to another woman. And what does this man say after playing this whole game? "All spam, another basketball." Like, sir, please be so for real right now. This girl just fought for your love and you're still out here being smug. Monica had to fight, struggle, and put herself through hell to prove that she's worthy of Quincy's love. Like, who is he for real? And after all of this, Quincy only chooses her after his NBA career fails, and this is the message Hollywood loves to send to black women. If you just wait long enough, if you endure enough pain, if you just love him through his nonsense, you'll eventually get your happily ever after, your happy ending. And let's be real, nothing a man can provide to any woman is worth going through all this mess. I'm just saying.
Now, is this giving soft love or struggle love? I'll give you some time to think about it. Ding, 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 ding. Struggle love. You got it right. 1 point for you. Now, let's get into the next one.
Let's set the scene. Issa and Lawrence have been together for 5 years, and for most of that time, Issa has been holding it down, While Lawrence, well, he's figuring things out. Lawrence is unemployed, depressed, and lacking motivation. Issa is the breadwinner, covering the bills, staying patient, and waiting for him to get it together. She tries to encourage him, but after years of nothing changing, she's exhausted. Now, this is a great setup for struggle love to begin. I mean, it's not even beginning, she's already in it. But for us, the viewer, this is just the beginning. The idea that a woman should be loyal to a man's potential rather than his reality. Issa isn't happy, but she feels obligated to stay because she's already put in the time. Sound familiar? Issa was doing everything to make the relationship work, but Lawrence is checked out. And here's the thing, when Black women are in relationships with struggling men, we're expected to be understanding, patient, and supportive, even when our needs aren't being met. She suppresses her own wants and needs to avoid hurting his fragile little ego. You know, the ego that was too fragile for him to go get a job at Best Buy or something until he had no other choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that ego.
Yeah.
She's basically lonely in the relationship, but society tells her that leaving him would mean she gave up too soon. So instead, she stays, resentful, frustrated, and emotionally drained, and we all know what happens next.
Yikes. Now, is Issa and Lawrence giving soft love or struggle love? Ding, 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 ding. It's giving struggle. They all gave struggle. If you say anything otherwise, go back and watch the show again. Because why was he on that couch for 5 years? Why were you on the couch for 5 years? You know what? Don't piss me off today. Let's get into the next one.
Hi, this is the editor here. If you talk about my hair, you're anti-Black. So I also wanted to put a section in here about the movie Queen and Slim, but I forgot to record that part. So we're just gonna do this really quickly. These two people went on a date. Basically, the date was just meh, but on the way home from the date, they end up getting into an altercation with the officer, where that officer ends up being unalive. After that, they end up going on the run, and really, like, it's kind of quite traumatic, but in the end, they end up being unalived by the police officers right as they were about to escape because another Black person ratted them out. Now, this movie, there's nothing romantic about this movie. They were allowed to be happy for 22.222 seconds before they were Swiss cheesed. Like, that was really traumatic for me. I'm just saying. I will say the movie is very beautiful and well shot, and I don't have an issue with the movie specifically. It's just more so the fact that there are so many traumatic Black love stories in Hollywood compared to the amount of non-traumatic that I have an issue with. But I enjoy all these films and shows. So yeah, let's pretend like there was a whole slideshow and there were like pictures and videos on this portion of the video. And if anybody in the comments says that there wasn't, we're gonna jump them. Okay, bye.
And these are 3 of the most popular Black movies, television, etc. If you look up most popular Black romance film, Love and Basketball comes up. Like, when I was doing research for this video, Love and Basketball repeatedly came up. And I don't know about y'all, but this is problematic to me. And I also want to talk about the nuance or the, what's the word? Or the intersectionality of romance and also being a dark-skinned Black woman. Because for darker-skinned Black women, it just gets 100 times worse. When dark-skinned Black women are involved in love stories, oftentimes it's not just about love. Think of Tish and If Beale Street Could Talk, a beautiful romance, but it was drenched in pain because her man is in prison. Or Celie in The Color Purple. She was abused, she was neglected, and only finds self-love after extreme suffering. Even in television, if we look at Nova in Queen Sugar, for example, when she finds love, it's usually layered with trauma, pain, or complex emotional baggage. It's never just fluffy, sweet love. I know oftentimes in movies and television, there has to be conflict, right, in order for it to be enjoyable by the viewer. But why does it seem like the conflict for Black women always has to be like some sort of extreme trauma or hardship? Like, it just seems a bit disproportionate in my opinion. And it doesn't help that whenever the few roles that are available for Black women are often taken up by lighter-skinned Black women. We know those few ones that are constantly getting those roles or are being fan casted in roles that just don't make sense, like Amanda Steinberg, Zendaya, Yara Shahidi, all amazing actresses, beautiful, talented people slash women, because I think Amanda might go by they, them pronouns if I'm not mistaken, but all talented people. But at the end of the day, there are so many other Black women that are just as talented, just as deserving, that deserve the same amount of success and accolades. And the fact that people keep either fan casting them or they just get outright actually casted in things that just doesn't make sense is really frustrating to see. And when it comes to the specific genre of romance, it's way worse because the roles that are available for Black women in all genres are already limited. And then when you funnel it down to one specific genre like romance, we barely get represented there. And when we do, it's often faced with struggle and hardship. And in my previous video, I mentioned that 85% of married Black people or Black men are married to Black women. And for Black women, the statistic is even higher. So if in real life Black love stories are happening every day, why we not see them come alive on screen in the way that they're represented for our white counterparts, for example? We know why. We know why. We need more Black love stories like The Photograph, for example. Seeing Issa Rae, who is an unambiguously Black, dark-skinned woman, be in a soft romantic love story is honestly such a beautiful treat, and we really need more of these. Overall, whenever we do see these pieces of media, the little bits and scraps that we get, we need to make sure that we are overwhelmingly supporting these filmmakers, writers, etc., so that we can continue to put out our own stories and get more representation in this genre. Black women are just as deserving of soft, unproblematic, non-struggle love representation in the romance genre, and we're gonna get that whether big media wants to give that to us or not. So what are your thoughts on this topic? Do you have any good examples of soft Black love represented in media? Drop your favorite movies in the comments and your thoughts on this topic overall. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the video, and hit the notification bell, and follow me on my socials that will be listed in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.